Hey, how you doing, everybody? It's 12:39 in the East, which is 9:39 in Oakland, and I'm not at the NFL annual meeting, which is only 4 hours from here. I'm still here at home, and the reason has to do with a combination of illness and obligations to my mother that I couldn't quite square and everything else. But nonetheless, I want to thank the NFL for credentialing Zenny 62 Media once again, and also thank the NFL for credentialing Bill Carroll and myself for the NFL Combine. The trip was very successful, even though Bill was able to go and I was not. And now we have the NFL draft coming up, and hopefully uh, things will turn out better in that area, and I believe they will. But right now, what I want to talk about is, this cool slide from the NFL. This is season highlights that was sent to me by NFL staff, and it really is a summary of all the good things of the 2024 NFL season, starting with close games and incredible competition. Get this, folks, 141 games were decided by 7 points or fewer. That's tied with 2022 NFL season for the most in NFL history. Then, since 1990, 35 consecutive seasons, at least 4 new teams have qualified for the playoffs. Then, we have the 31st consecutive Super Bowl featuring a different matchup than the season before. See, I remember the days when it seems like it was either like the Cowboys and the Steelers, or the Minnesota Vikings were there 4 times, but they can never win. The Buffalo Bills went 4 times, but they could never beat the Cowboys. It was outrageous. Now we have true diversity in the competitors. A dynamic kickoff. In the past seasons, the kickoff had twice as many injuries and 4 times as many concussions as a run or a pass play in the game. With the dynamic kickoff system, the injury rate was brought in line with the play from scrimmage. In other words, a lot lower than before. The return rate of 33% in the regular season is a 57% increase from 2023. The return rate of 45% in the playoffs is up from 23% in the playoffs last season. In other words, that's the rate of times that the kickoff was actually brought back. And then there's viewership. NFL games ranked as 90. Get this, folks, 90. Again, 90 of the top 100 telecasts during the 2024 NFL season. For the 2024 regular season, the NFL had an average audience of 17.5 million viewers a game, the second highest mark over the past decade. The 2 Christmas games on Netflix averaged over 30 million global viewers and were the most streamed NFL games in United States history. And Super Bowl 59 had a record average audience of 127.7 million viewers, with a total reach of 182.8 million fans who tuned in. Wow. Okay, that's a total reach. Wow. Global success. First game in South America, Sao Paulo, will be the Friday night of week 1 of this NFL 2025 season. There'll be 3 consecutive games in London and a return to Munich. And then there's the Global Markets Program. 25 teams, 4 new across 19 markets, 5 new in 2024. And I believe Peter O'Reilly announced what those 4 new teams would be at the owners' meeting today. There's NFL flag programs, which have a presence in 15 markets throughout the world outside the United States. And there's health and safety. Concussions reached a historic low during the 2024 season. It marks an important milestone in the league's work to reduce head injuries. A record number of new helmets and efforts to educate and engage players on equipment choices led to an unprecedented rate of adoption for best performing helmets. Now let's look ahead to 2025 and beyond. Let's talk about the international slate. We have two new markets: Madrid, Spain, where the Dolphins at Burnley Stadium, in Dublin, Ireland, the Steelers at Croke Park. It's a debut in Berlin. The NFL will hold its first regular season game in Berlin, the Colts at the Olympic Stadium. Then the NFL will head back to Brazil. The NFL will return to Sao Paulo, Brazil, Corinthians Arena, Chargers, and the league's second regular season game in South America. 3 in London, 2 games in Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, Browns and Jets, and 1 at Wembley Stadium, the Jaguars' 14th game in London. In 2026, the Los Angeles Rams will play the NFL's first game in Australia at the iconic Melbourne Cricket Ground, part of a multi-year commitment to play regular season games in Melbourne. And they're strengthening the game. The competition committee proposal is to move the touchback to the 35-yard line to increase the number of kickoff returns, permitting the kicking team to declare an onside kick at any time during the game if trailing. How about if I have a lead? Come on, guys. Why not? At any rate, the competition committee proposal is to expand the foul eligible for replay assist. Let's see how that comes out. Then there's technology. They'll use Sony's Hawkeye. The NFL will use it to measure first downs virtually in 2025 with the chain gang serving as backup. Then there's the future of flag football. 14 states in the United States have officially sanctioned girls' flag football as a high school varsity sport, with Louisiana conditionally approved as number 15. The NCAA's Atlantic East Conference announced the launch of a varsity women's flag football season, the first of its kind. With flag football set for the 2028 Summer Olympics in Los Angeles, IFAF and the NFL share a commitment to flags' long-term inclusion in the games, including Brisbane in 2032. Then we turn to health and safety. The league will build on the progress it made in reducing head injuries, including through continued improvement of protective equipment and rules changes. Working with the NFLPA, the NFL will continue to invest substantially in data collection, testing, and research to better understand the complex issue of field services, ensuring all playing fields are as safe and consistent as possible. Then we look at next generation partnerships. Year 4 of Thursday Night Football on Amazon Prime. We're in year 3 of NFL Sunday Night Ticket or Sunday Ticket on YouTube and YouTube TV. We're into year 2 of global distribution of Christmas Day games on Netflix. And we're strengthening audiences, or rather streaming audiences, I should say, are up, or rather approximately 10 years younger than broadcast television. I'll repeat that. Streaming audiences are 10 years younger than those for broadcast television. That means the NFL is reaching a younger market via streaming. And finally, we have NFL giving. The NFL family contributes more than $500 million annually in philanthropic initiatives to help drive meaningful change. So that rounds out the highlights and the things to celebrate regarding the National Football League's 2024 NFL season, and a look ahead, expectations and initiatives for 2025. So hopefully you've had a chance to go and watch some of the meetings online. John Akala says, I would like to see the Raiders wear all black for one game, but I don't know if they actually own a black helmet or black pants. Hey, John, that's a good question. Excuse me for a second. I think I'll follow up on that. I know that I've never in my entire life seen that, and I know that the trademark is a silver helmet, and there's never been a desire to go against that, because if you think about it, you have an entirely black helmet with the patch, and so it could have I'm wondering here. I'm wondering if somebody came up with a mock-up of the Raiders in black helmet so we can see what it looks like. Let me see. Raiders black helmet. Yeah. And here, let me have you look at it. It doesn't look bad, actually. Hold on a second. Let's see here. Whoops. Present. And share screen. There it is. See? Let me sorry, John. How's that? Yeah, that's the black helmet. Different designs. That's the black helmet versus the silver one. And it looks pretty good. It looks pretty good. I would not object. I'll run it up the flagpole and do some research on it. If I were at the meeting, I just would be able to pigeonhole or pinhole Mark himself, Mark Davis, right, and ask him about it. But I will ask about this. It does look cool. I quite agree, John. It does look cool. Hey, John, so what do you think of Geno Smith as the Raiders quarterback? I mean, I like the pick, and I believe we can get some commentary from Pete Carroll on this matter while I'm waiting for you to write your thoughts about Geno Smith. Let's see here. What's happening? Pete Carroll. Oh, wait a minute. Didn't do that right. Let's see here. Pete Carroll. Let's see if I can get video media. Okay. Let's see here. I'm going to have to change. He says, I think Smith will do it. I do too. I'm interested to see what Geno would do in Chip Kelly's offense. And I'm interested to see what kind of offense Chip Kelly designs for the squad, for the Raiders. Will it be something like the Chiefs, with a lot of read option going this way or that way? Well, what will we get? That's what I'm interested to see. And had I been there, that's a line of questioning I would have embarked on regarding the offense, expectations, the style, what Pete wants to get out of the offense. That would have been interesting something to listen to. I've noticed overall that, considering the number of people, take a look at, like, for example, this one. Take a look what John Acala says, especially because he was pretty good when Carroll was coaching the Seahawks, and after Carroll left, he kind of went a little downhill. Yeah. Take a look at, I think he got a rebirth in the Seahawks offense last year, but take a look at the number of reporters around Pete. Look at this, John. Okay? It's like Tyson, close in. Let's have a look at that. I'm going to have to put the audio setting a bit different, but let's take a look at that. Hold on a second.
What do you feel like take a look at the Raiders? Yeah, with getting Gino is really important. Yeah, with getting Gino is really important.
Sorry about that feedback, folks. Let me just turn that off. What happened was I had another YouTube video open. Well, I had the YouTube video of this open, and so I got this immediate feedback. Okay, so let's have at it.
Been through so much and overcome so much. I love the way he pushed the game. Serious, competitive, works his tail off. You know, he's a great leader in that regard. Leads the guys by the way he takes to the game. And he's talented. He's really talented. And so I think the Gino story is worth mentioning. You know, the guy sat for 6 years. And in that time, one didn't get the wear and the tear, so that's why he moved so well. He was really well still. But he took to the game in a manner that was really very impressive. He was able to, one day after another, take it like the very next play I'm playing. And I watched him for 4 straight years when he wasn't playing. Just never missed that opportunity to be focused on that man. Ridiculously. So anyway.
Yeah, so there you go. He likes Gino too. Why not? What's not to like about Gino? I think Gino's awesome. I've interviewed him, met him. I was one of the first to interview him. Well, first to ask him a question when he was drafted. That was interesting. So I'm really excited to see the offense. I really am. And I'm going to have more tomorrow as I go through and figure out what new news to put out there. And if anyone has any requests, hey, send an email or write them on this YouTube video, right? And go from there. Okay, definitely go from there. Okay. So I'm just making an adjustment here. Also, who do you think will be the first pick? I think Shedeur Sanders is going to the Titans. I really do. I think there's a lot of unfortunate talk about him not being that good. I think he's outstanding. He's a playmaker. He's a winner. He has been on Jackson State teams that had, well, to put it mildly, subpar talent. I think he is due for to be in a situation that where he can really shine. I really believe that. I really do believe that. So I can't wait to see Shedeur with the Tennessee Titans and see what they do or ask him to do offensively. So okay. So John says, you think banning the tush push is going to pass? No, I don't. I know there's some momentum for it. I know the president of the Packers wants it, Mark. But overall, I think there are too many people who would see it almost from a machismo perspective as, oh, you can't handle it, so you're going to ban it, right? So you just admit you just can't handle it, right? So I think that element will come to play in the vote, and you'll get the tush push. I think the vote, no votes will be more substantial than they would have been, I think, 2 weeks ago or a month ago, but I can't see them winning. I'll be surprised. All right, I'll see you, John. Thanks a lot. Subscribe to Zenny62, folks, and bookmark NFL News by Zenny62.com. And by the way, I have to tout what we're doing with NFL News at Zenny62.com because I think it's so cool. Uh, um, NFL News by Zenny62.com. Show it to you. And not only that, it's recoded and it's faster than ever. Watch this, John. Hold on a second. Let me pull up the screen real quick. There it is. That's it. NFL News by Zenny62. Pretty nifty. We have a nifty video there, right? That plays. And then, of course, these are the 2025 NFL club proposals, playing rules, and bylaws the league hands out before the meeting. The scouting combine media coverage. You just click here, let it open up, and scroll down, and you have live stream, right, with Bill Carroll. And actually, that's me. To start things off, and then you scroll down, and there's more here. I'm actually going to upgrade this because there's a lot more to the scouting combine coverage than this page would imply. So I'll upgrade that. And then if you want to just go back to the home area, just click here. Take you back home. Scroll down. Okay. That's Bill's mock draft. Here, mock drafting. Here is Jalen Hurts wins Super Bowl MVP trophy, the Pete Rozelle trophy. It's a Super Bowl press conference, and of course the 2025 NFL calendar, important dates for the National Football League for this year. My excellent, super long, 7-hour, non-stop live stream from the 2024 NFL Fall Owners Meeting in Atlanta. Kendrick Lamar announcement. And these are new news, NFL-related, YouTube-based updates that come through periodically. Really keeps it fresh. See? It's pretty cool, huh? I think it's very cool. Bears trading up in drafts. Ooh, who knows? All right. So there it is. Good night. Good night, everybody. We'll see you. And remember, subscribe to Zenny62 on YouTube.